or even a plant barrier. Put up a hedgerow between you and the river. Divert your water. If you really want that patio, make it become part of your rainwater collection. And you can therefore, you may be taking this much square footage away, but you just added a 500 or 50,000 gallon tank that you're going to be using. If you do take your car to a car wash, we do have car washes out there now. I'm not sure which ones they are, but they recycle water. And check and make sure that the car wash you're using recycles water. And tell the kiddos not to play with the garden hose. I grew up doing it, but that was then, this is now. That can save 10 gallons a minute. If you have a yard care service person, when you're hiring a landscape maintenance service, check and make sure that they use integrated pest management methods. Ask them to grass cycle. That's recycling your lawn clippings. Discuss your pest management openly with them. By law, you are to be notified if anyone ever uses a chemical in property that you pay taxes on. Anything in your name. You are required by law, you are entitled by law to be informed if anyone uses a chemical. And I reiterated that. The most effective kind of pest control, however, starts with prevention. Healthy soil has healthy microbes, has beneficial insects. All insects do something. We don't necessarily want them all to do what they do around us. But building healthy soil is selecting appropriate plants, attracting butterflies, birds, bees. Those kind of things help control the insects we don't necessarily want around us. 1 ounce of prevention, again, is better than any pound of pesticide. Encourage the beneficial insects. Make sure you're at a haven for them. Supply them with food, water, and shelter. 90% of the insects on your lawn and garden are not harmful to you. One of your options to control stormwater runoff is a rain garden. Pavement prevents rain from doing what it's meant to do. So if you have an area of your lawn that tends to get soggy in the rain and mushy and the water stands there and you end up with mosquitoes, instead of putting a patio or paving it, plant some plants there. Use some real thirsty plants that can handle drought if they do go through it if we don't get rain. But if you have standing water, put in some good native plants. They will utilize that water. Rain gardens get stormwater management out of the curbs and gutters and into the front and backyards. All it is a shallow depression. Typically, it allows the plants and the bacteria and the soil to clean the water as it seeps its way into the ground. And the concept is very simple. It's very easy to do. It's the step before the rainwater harvesting. But it does solve a problem that a lot of folks have. When we found this last year, a lot of us had more problems with that than we thought we would because we got way too much rain. If you do want to do your own rain garden, try and keep it about 10 feet away from the foundation of your home. So if it's close to the house, divert it. Divert it. If you're not going to do a rainwater harvesting plan, come up with a trench to get it away from your home, because you're going to start to see an effect on your foundation of your home, and that's too big of an investment to take that kind of risk with. I actually have, and David will tell you, I could talk for another 2 hours, a lot of information on your rain gardens, which I'd be happy to copy for you, but we're going to skip over to rainwater collection because that's what I'm here for. Why save rainwater? 40% of the water used in the summer is used outdoors when most areas face water shortages and have restrictions. The water shortage period is when plants and trees require the most water. And as populations grow, water shortages occur. More and more cities are incorporating metering systems as a way of monitoring and restricting freshwater wastage. Saving rainwater saves money, it helps the environment, and the more rainwater that's used, the less the need to use chlorinated or other chemically treated tap water. The more we use rainwater, the less it will go into the storm sewers, where it's mixed with all the other pollutants that we talked about earlier. One of the great benefits of rainwaters is that you don't have to use a softener. Rainwater has its own natural softener in it. Some of the other things is that it's clean. Forget changing filters. I know I've just recently moved out to the lake, and using a dishwasher with well water, forget it. You put your soap in and you know the thing's running, and you hear it drying, and you pull the dishes out, and if you use the little crystal soap, it looks like it's stuck on the glass. It's not. That's the residue from the water. Because I kept thinking the thing's broken, it's just not working. It's not using the soap, it sticks on the dishes. But that's not what it was, it's the water deposit. With rainwater, you don't have to worry about those things. It's less challenging on septic systems. You can reduce or even eliminate your water bill if you can have a big enough water usage. It's always recommended that water that's used for drinking should be boiled and filtered. My focus is probably more on using rainwater in your landscaping. Like David said, you can water your grass and water your grass and water your grass with a garden hose, and for 2 weeks you're still just getting a little bit of green. And let it rain for 5 minutes, and 2 days later it's lush, it's green, it's thick, it's happy. Because rainwater pulls nitrogen down from the atmosphere. Groundwater, not only does it have some of the treatment in it, it also has phosphate, because limestone, on the limestone bed that we sit on, sheds phosphate. Phosphate's great for roots, planting, root stimulator, phosphate, all the way. But once the plant gets older, it needs a little more. It needs nitrogen. It needs other things. Not too much, but Mother Nature's balanced all that out, or the grass wouldn't be beautiful with one rain shower. And the flowers bloom. I can water. I have this beautiful little rose bush. One. Because that's all I want to deal with. I don't want to get stuck. I have one little rose bush, and I water and water and water. One rain shower, and that thing is covered with blooms. If you do decide to go with a rainwater collection, there's some things you need to know. 80% of the supplies you're going to need, you already have. That's the good news. And that's your rooftop. All you need to do is check your gutters. Rooftop and gutters are the key things. Once you have that, storing it and using it. Any kind of barrel. I found some neat pictures on the internet that just give you some examples of how far we've come. This one right here I thought was really neat because it shows the olden days. Old wooden barrel. That's all it was. It's a gutter system with a downspout. And somewhere around there's probably a ladle they used to fill the pail and then take it out to the garden, water the veggies, water the flowers. It's evolved somewhat. This person got kind of elaborate. They actually put 2 downspouts and a retaining and an overflow. This system over here, which you have on your handout, probably cost those individuals about $15,000. But they are supplying their home completely with stormwater.